Alright, so we are going to go ahead and get started on our clay project for 4th grade. And the only supply you will need is going to be 2 packages of Model Magic. Okay, it's a mess-free clay, so you just do it on the table and it won't make a mess. You're going to cut those open, and inside you're going to have 1 brick in each package, and it's going to be a little rectangle brick. And you're going to take the first one of them, set it aside, and then you're going to start with your other one, and you're just going to take it and squish it in your hands like this. This is the cupcake base that we're going to be working on. So you've got it kind of squished, and now you're going to take it between your hands like this, or on the table like this, and you're going to roll a ball out of it. Okay, set that down. At any time you need to pause the video to catch up, just click pause and you can catch up. So we have our ball. You're going to take your thumb, you put it right in the middle, and you're going to squish down. Now you don't want to squish it all the way through, you're just putting a thumbprint in it. That's a nice deeper thumbprint to get us started, and we're going to do a pinch pot. Now we've talked in the past when we do a pinch pot how we're pinching like this, not like this. You want your thumbs to be on the inside. So you're going to take both thumbs, you're going to stick them on the inside, and then you're going to put your fingers out like this, and you're just going to pinch it, and turn it, and pinch it. So thumbs always on the inside, pinch, and turn, pinch, and turn. You can do this all the way around. You can just leave it on the table so it keeps that flat bottom. You don't want to pinch too far. You end up having too thin of a bottom on there. But you want to have the sides be tall enough that you can have it look like a cupcake base. And you see I'm just pinching the clay. It doesn't have to be real hard. And then when you're done, you've got this little pot. Now it's a little uneven, a little rounded on the top. So now that you have it like this, just turn it upside down very carefully. And you're just going to tap it about 10 times. And when you do that, you're going to flip it back over and flatten that edge so our cupcake top will sit on it. It's round, and you're going to set this bottom aside. It is finished. And then you're going to pull that other block of clay out, and this time we're going to be creating our cupcake top. So you're going to squish it like this. So you've got kind of a between your hands, nothing fancy. And it's about the size of both my hands together. You're going to sit on the table and we're going to create a coil. Now when we create a coil, you use your hands like this, and you're going to go back and forth like this. And then as you're rolling like this, you're going to pull the clay away. It's a pretty stretchy clay. And if you get too thin, you can always fix that later. So I'll show you. Let's say I start rolling and I get really thin, and it's so thin it breaks. So you just take those pieces, put them back together like that. Okay, squish them a little bit, and you can start rolling it back together, and it fixes the mistake. But what you're going to do is you're going to have a really long coil that's about I don't know if you have a pencil. It's going to be a little bit thicker than a pencil. You just kind of move it around to work on the thick spots. I'm going to do this the whole way. So we have got this really long coil. Yours is probably going to be a little straighter than mine. On one end, you're going to take a little chunk off of it. It's not going to be a big one. It's going to be big enough because you're going to create a cherry out of this. So you're going to take that chunk, you're going to roll it into a ball. See like that. Set that aside. Remember, don't let any of your clay pieces touch. Just kind of clean up that edge that we just took off of. And now what you're going to do, this part's just a little tricky. You're going to pull that cupcake that you made the base, and you're going to hold it over the top. You don't want it to touch, because if it touches that cupcake base, because it's nice and fresh, the clay is going to stick to it, and you're going to figure out how big that top is. You're going to make a little lasso. You're going to pinch those together. So now you've got a lasso, kind of looks like a rope. You're going to keep that round shape, Now you're going to make your frosting by building it up. So you're going to take that coil and you're just going to make another layer on top of it. So if you see to the side, but it's going to be a little smaller. And you're going to do this all the way up so you're bringing it in. And so this layer is a little bit smaller. You can see it's kind of going up like a pyramid. And then you're going to do this all the way around until your coil is all used. Mine's going to be a tall cupcake, but you're going to leave a little hole in it, just like that. So now you've got a cupcake frosting top. So now you're going to take that cupcake and you're going to put it on your, or that frosting, you're going to put it on your thumb like you're wearing a hat. Okay? And you're just going to take your fingers and like an alligator, and you're going to turn it, and you're going to make sure it's nice and stuck together. And then you're going to turn it upside down very gently. You're going to look in there, and you're just going to use your thumb and do this with your finger, and you do the same thing. You're going to turn it in your hand. You're just making sure that all that clay sticks together real nice so it doesn't fall apart. And if you look, you can see, don't let it touch. You can see I've got my top that goes on my base of my cupcake. And now we've got that cherry. Now we're going to take that cherry, we're going to put it right there on top. And you're going to put that cherry on top of the hole, and you're going to have it kind of tap it down. And you're going to turn it upside down in your hand again, and you're going to make sure that that cherry is nice and pinched in there so it seals the hole completely up. Mine's a little lopsided, but that's okay. No cupcake is going to be perfect. Just kind of fiddle with it until you get it the way you want. So you have this nice top. Make sure it stays nice and round while it dries. You have your bottom, you have your top. Don't let them touch while they dry. Every so often, to get your clay to dry, you're going to want to flip them over after about 1 day. So after day 1, you'll flip this one on its side because it will have nice time to dry. And you'll just flip them for a few days. And then when it's all dry, after about a week, you can paint it or color it with markers. Write your name on the bottom, and you have your finished cupcake.